Good afternoon, everybody. Well, I was just sitting back, contemplating the day. Been walking around, looking at my flowers. Just kind of watering my horses and stuff. Got to go out here and check that water. I'm thinking about July the 3rd. 49 years ago today, I got discharged from the United States Air Force. Can't believe it's been that long. Can't believe it's been 49 years. But it has. It was a beautiful day that day in Cheyenne, Wyoming. You can't imagine how gorgeous it was. I mean, because it was beautiful. And it was beautiful for a number of reasons. You know, I can't say I ever regret being in the service, because I don't. I'm glad I went and did it. But it wasn't necessarily my cup of tea, if you know what I mean. I joined because I didn't want to get drafted. I wanted to have some choice in the matter at what I did. And that's what I still like today, is I like choices. And if I make the choices, you know, I'm responsible. They're my choices, and I got to live with them, good or bad. And, you know, that's what America's all about. We live in, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know how I believe. We live in the greatest country on earth. Had to move that water. And you know, we live in the greatest country on earth because our forefathers, that's what they don't teach anybody today. You kind of have to go out and research stuff like that if you want to find it out. But our forefathers were, they believed in their freedoms. Number one freedom they believed in was freedom of religion. They wanted the right to worship their God. And their God is my God. And that's what it says on our dollar bill. In God we trust. It says that on all of our money. And, you know, in God I do trust. I believe in God, I believe in angels, and I believe in the power of prayer. I believe it'll take you anywhere and help you do anything you got to do, anything you got to overcome. But you know, it's a very wonderful country we live in today. It's changed a lot in 49 years, let me tell you. Now, I know there's people out there that know what I'm talking about. It's really changed, but it's still America. And you still got the right to believe the way you want to believe, you know. But that don't mean everybody else is going to like it. That don't mean everybody else is going to go for it. It seems like today, people want to shove their way of thinking down everybody's throat. And we just used to didn't do that stuff, you know. We always had our laws. We always had our rules. And, you know, you have to have laws and you have to have rules. Otherwise, you would just have chaos. Doesn't mean everybody's going to follow them. Doesn't mean everybody's going to break them. But it means that some are. But what America's about this time of year, July the 4th, is about your freedoms. Your freedoms as an American. And I don't care what kind of American you are, what color you are. Or, you know, I hear everybody calling themselves African Americans, Mexican Americans, this kind of American, that kind of American. In my mind, there's only one American, and that's an American. And you know, if you're blessed enough to live in this country, then accept its culture, no matter where you come from, because it is the greatest nation on earth. Men have fought, died, and shed their blood for this country and for our freedoms. And we need to respect that, no matter where you come from, no matter what you do. No matter what race or anything else you are. If you live in this great country, you should respect that. And today, you know, I just think 49 years ago I got out of the service. Never really gave it much thought. Never really gave it much thought. Just something I went and did because, heck, I didn't want to get drafted. So what I did, I went and joined the United States Air Force, and I got to stay stateside. I didn't have to go nowhere. I went to Fort Belvoir, Virginia, and served part of my time there, and went to F.E. Warren and served the rest of it. Of course, you know, everybody's got to go to San Antonio if they're in the Air Force, because that's where basic training is. Lackland Air Force Base. And then you got to go to one of their tech schools, and they got them all over the country. The one I went to was in Biloxi, Mississippi, Keesler Air Force Base. Beautiful place. Fabulous place. I enjoyed it there tremendously. Same way with Fort Belvoir. Enjoyed it there tremendously too. In Cheyenne, F.E. Warren, same place, same way. I was from Wyoming. I loved it there. But, you know, I'll be the first one to say that the military was not my cup of tea. My brother likes to say, my little brother, he likes to say I was a defiant child. Well, I don't know if I was defiant or not, but I probably was. And I probably grew up into my adulthood that way, and I can probably still be that way, if truth be known. But I'm blessed enough today, 49 years later after I got out of the service, that I live in a little place in western Kansas, and I am truly living the American dream. I could not do this in any other country. Not the way I want to do it. Oh, I could go to other countries, but I'd have to live by their rules and their choices. That might interfere with my freedom of speech. That might interfere with me wanting to talk to the God and worship the God I want to worship. And that might very well interfere with me having the right to bear arms to protect myself and my family. And you know, them are three rights that I would truly go fight for again today. If I had to, I'd go down and sign up and do it again. Do it all again. But we can all do stuff that's, you know, it can all be peaceable. Heck, they politicized everything so much nowadays that it's just pathetic. It's a waste of time and a waste of money because nobody gets nothing done. And the problem is, it's our tax money that's they're wasting all that time on. So what we need today is we need young people. We need young people with open minds. And by what I mean by an open mind is you can look out there and you're just not in the tunnel vision. You can look at both sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, whatever it is, and solve a problem peaceably. We're going to have problems forever. That's just the way mankind is. But what it takes is to get out there and get involved. Get involved in your city government. Attend a county commissioner's meeting or a city council meeting, or just get out there and get involved. See if you got a local newspaper. They're dwindling by the wayside. They're far and few in between nowadays. Heck. So you're going to have to get involved one way or another. You can either sit on the fence and say, just complain about everything, or you can get out there and be part of the solution and not part of the problem. And you know, that's what July 4th is about. If you think back, study American history and world history, and you think back and you think back of what them old boys that come over here and decided to make this country, and them women, what they had to go through, and what it took to get her done so that we can be here today living like we live. Oh, and of course, in our great country today, people, cities, towns, states, they want to create their own laws and their own rules, their own neighborhoods, and all this, and that's all fine and good. That's why I live where I live. That's what's so great about us, is we can live where we want to live. We can choose what we want to choose. We can do what we want to do, pretty much, as long as we don't hurt other people and break the law. You break the law, you made a choice. And you broke the law, no matter what that law is, whether it's just wearing a seatbelt. You know, 49 years ago, I can't remember for sure, we might have had seatbelts, but nobody was telling us we had to put them on. It was just people getting killed right and left. Seatbelts are a good thing. I wear mine all the time. They're not a bad thing at all. There's just a lot more vehicles out there on the road 49 years later than what there was back then. They go a lot faster. There's other things that distract us. I guarantee you 49 years ago we didn't have no cell phones. Heck, and me personally, I think cell phone's one of the best inventions ever been made. I love the convenience of it. I love everything about it. But this old boy, there's no way in hell I can text and drive down the road. And I know that. And so, and I know that even talking on that phone's gonna distract me. So when I'm driving, I need to put full attention. And I mean my full attention out there on the driving. Heck, I remember my dad. We'd be going down the road and he'd say, if I have to pull this thing over, gonna be hell to pay. In other words, he wanted us to shut up because he needed to pay full attention to what he was doing. So, and the only reason I mention that is on this 4th of July weekend, pay attention. Rural America, cities, just pay attention, especially when you're driving. We got harvest in full swing. We got people traveling all over, going places for the holiday. So, you know, just focus on what you're doing and think about safety. Think about safety for you, your neighbor, your family, and for everybody in general. You know, be safe shooting off fireworks. It's amazing how many people get annoyed by fireworks. You know, my dogs don't like them. They ain't afraid of them, but they don't like them. My horses, I don't think they've ever phased them, period. I'm just out here kind of looking at my garden. Anyway, I just thought I'd chat with y'all a little bit today. I was out there thinking about July the 3rd and where I was 49 years ago. And I've been a few places since, but where I'm at right now is probably the best place I've ever been, for several reasons. You know, it's home to me. I've been back out here in Kansas for 33 years next month, this summer. And I got a beautiful wife and that I've been married to for 31 years tomorrow. Which I better get down and get her something maybe for that, you reckon? But I don't know, we just, she puts up with me and my craziness. She has for 31 years. So there gotta be something there. So, I don't know what everybody's gonna do with their 4th of July weekend, but I just want you to be safe and have a wonderful one. I'll be chatting with you throughout it. And just if you see a veteran out there, stop and say thank you for your service to her or him, either one. Because no matter what, whether they're active or National Guard, Air Guard, whatever, they have sacrificed some time in their life for us. So anyway, I'll be talking at you later. You guys just have a great and safe day. And hopefully I can catch us something this evening to chat about. God bless, and God bless America.